Hello, relatives. Welcome to this week's Schlagbite for the week September 15th, 2000, entitled Frowns, Clowns, and Castenets. This is the last in my series on my Peruvian clown trip. On the last day of the recent clown trip in Peru, teams from Gesundheit, the Patch Adams organization, and Bola Roja, the Peruvian clowning and child advocacy organization, met with officials of PAHO, the Pan American Health Organization, who have supported the Belen Project. In PAHO's flag-draped conference room in Lima, with TV cameras rolling, its director, Dr. Manuel Pena, introduced all of the panelists and then showed a short documentary on the project. Afterwards, he asked Patch to talk a little bit about the clowning work that we do, and Patch told him a little bit about his own story that included his adolescent despair and hospitalization, and how after that experience, Patch vowed that he would never again have a bad day, that he was going to come always from a place of loving kindness. He became a medical doctor whose specialty is treating the most vulnerable in society, those ravaged by war, those orphaned and diseased and scarred. His treatment protocol is to touch them as a clown and remind them that they are loved and not alone. Patch told them that Bola Roja is a national treasure and needs support to continue its seminal work. And in his inimitable and passionate way, he also spoke about all the work that was still to be done in Belen, how their clowning connections also included forming partnerships with local healthcare providers who continue the ongoing work, like the Municipalidad Belen, Selva Amazonica, La Restinga, and Amazon Promise. And when he finished, a reporter pointedly asked him whether clowning made any difference in helping people who were suffering really heal. She said that the recent Peruvian earthquake left tens of thousands of survivors to rebuild their lives. How does a clown visit change that reality, she asked. And Patch responded by saying that if you can connect, even for a moment, with unconditional love, then you can inspire hope. A clown can relieve somebody else's isolation by making a one-to-one connection that moves the sufferer beyond their loneliness, even if only for a moment. And then the whole panel had a chance to respond to her question. And I said that the greatest injuries following that recent quake were not the physical wounds and the acute trauma, but rather the emotional ones. A disaster of such proportion, with loss of families and villages, threatens to steal one's spirit. The human spirit, that ineffable quality within that propels us forward in the hard times, that spirit becomes so depleted that it leaves us unable to see anything beyond the suffering. If a clown can bring a moment's smile, it sends an instantaneous message from the heart to the brain that reminds us that we are still human. I told them of my visit to an AIDS shelter in Iquitos the week before, where I saw an emaciated, virtually immobilized 25-year-old woman in the final stages of the disease. She was lying in a hammock, and as I approached her, she took one look at me in my clown persona and smiled. I mean, what she saw was a 6'6" ballerina in a pink tutu and flamingo hat playing castanets and dancing the flamenco. One really can't help but smile at that visage, and as I got closer, the smile became a giggle. And then I bent over her and picked up her hands and placed them on the flamingo's legs that dangled from the hat. And I danced in front of her, and now the giggles became a laugh. And in that moment, we felt each other's hearts beating. You don't have to speak another's language to touch their spirit. It is in these moments that the heart swells and you feel a loving kindness and compassion that is bigger than yourself. It is in those moments when souls meet that we know that we are complete, and it is in those moments that clown heal others and themselves. So that's what I'm thinking this week. Laugh. Don't take yourself too seriously. Remember, we're all connected. Have a great week. I say this for all my relations, me takwiyasi.